There will be some other electives that they will be allowed to take, including Angela, a business course. So you will see that also coming up pretty quick. In 12th grade, they're taking their Brit Lit, the government. One of the other tweaks was that Brit Lit 23 will not necessarily be required. They can go ahead and choose a different electives for that. If they're wanting to go to a four-year school, though, chances are they want to take that Brit Lit too.
What happened at the beginning when we started out with the curriculum is that Melissa Holt was the curriculum director. She is now gone. But she was the KISD director, and she was the one that knew what was happening on the TEAC side. So she was the one directing us. These are the courses that will match the TEACs. Because remember, they have to fill a high school credit and a college credit. So now she's gone, new people have come in, they've re-looked at the curriculum and decided, you know what? There were some things that we were asking them to take because we thought they filled that requirement that are now not needed. And so some of those electives will change, some of the core components will change, but I think Kirsten pretty much got most of them.
And then also science, we originally started with biology 1406 and 1407, but as you can see, we added 1408, 1409, which is biology for non-science major and environmental science to that as well as one of the offerings and choices for them. STEM is a little bit of a different animal. You know that students are coming out to campus either in the morning or in the afternoon. So they might arrive at 7:30, they're bused here, and they're leaving the campus at 12 o'clock for the morning group. The afternoon group arrives about the same time. They grab their lunch and then they'll go to class until 4:30. There are different options for the STEM students. They can choose to just earn up to 30 credits, or they can choose to be core complete, which is 42, or they can work on their associate's degree, which is the 60 credits. If they want to work on their associate's degree, eventually they will come to Central Campus, but those are the only ones that we will see. They used to be able to work on a degree in mathematics, chemistry, biology, and so on, but that was changed over based on their requirement for their high school graduation. So now they're all working on an interdisciplinary studies degree with some type of an emphasis, which is human biology or medicinal or environmental chemistry or engineering technology. So all of them are in, yeah, go ahead.
Well, what we were discovering is that as the students move through these tracks, things like engineering require so much prerequisite math, there was just no way they were really getting to engineering courses to call it an engineering track. So that's just one example where we decided it would be better if they just worked toward an interdisciplinary degree and then they could take some courses that focus them in the right direction.
Number of STEM students and enrollments, as you can see, they have gone up. However, there was a little bit of confusion whenever we asked what will be our enrollments or what will be our number of students coming out to campus. We always receive the number of all STEM students. That is not quite the case because we're only now seeing the ones who work on their associate's degree. So 373 is actually for at the high school taking courses towards their STEM and also the ones coming up here. Right now for this fall semester we have 129, I believe. But we met with Nancy Duran this week and we're looking at quite a drastic increase for the next coming 2 years up to, I believe I saw 500 and 700 for another year.
Yeah, we've had a little bit of a communication problem because when they say we have this many STEM students coming, we thought they were talking about to campus. So a lot of times we'd get a really big number and go, whoa, oh my gosh, how are we going to cover that? But we found out when she talks STEM, she's really talking about all of STEM for KISD. And that means the people taking STEM in their other STEM programs at the high school. And so now we've had to be really specific about, okay, exactly how many are we to get here? Because we have to know what the numbers are in terms of planning. And we try to get that information as soon as we can, but sometimes it's not so quick coming.
Last group is ECP, Early College Program. These are students from Copper's Cove. They're bused out here as well, and they take some of their courses towards the interdisciplinary studies, but they're also taking automotive. I believe they're taking the welding as well. And you can see that even though there has not been a quite a big of a change, but since fall of 2017, we tripled. Even though we only have 64 students, but we can expect that number to grow as well. All right. If you have any problems with any kind of students, I mean, just like with anything else, just let Janelle Deal know, and we will work with it. If you really, really have an urgent problem, you can go ahead and let us know as well, our office, but most of it will go through Janelle Deal. Attendance, we have to keep attendance. Remember, everybody has to keep attendance for especially the dual credit students, the early college high school students. Now there's kind of a question exactly what time frame. We had said 9 to 10:20, that's when we had taken attendance, but now we're hearing that it might be the following time slot. So we will let you know for sure by Monday. We'll get with Nancy Duran just to make sure we're taking attendance at the right time. You also heard about the kiosks. There will be 2 more added. There was a little bit of a trial and tribulation with the last semester to see if the kiosks can be used instead of you having to take attendance all the time. And so hopefully by this next semester, sometime during the next semester, we will be able to use the kiosks instead. So the students will just go ahead and scan in, and you don't have to take them attendance and log in. Yes?
Is the early college program at Copper's Cove, they used to have students come to us, and then we would sign a sheet saying that they were in class. And then last year I had a student who just stopped showing up at mid-semester. And I thought that was kind of strange that, they're supposed to be taking attendance, and when they talk to the early college program people, that seemed to be news to them, that students were not coming to class. So I was wondering, if are they not taking attendance, are they planning to move to, a KISD system of some kind?
No, it's going to be totally separate. So if you notice that a student doesn't show up at all, you might want to go ahead and just let Janelle know, give her a heads up so she can contact the counselor for Copper's Cove and give them a heads up the student is not showing up, because
And that's what I did,
yeah.
again, they seem to repress, we had to sign a sheet, or something when they came to class. It seemed like they were taking attendance at all.
Okay, I will check with Janelle, because from what I know, they're still supposed to have the form signed.
On the bus, that they were taking attendance on the bus, so of course we drop them off here, and they don't bother to class.
Yeah. Well, if there's an issue, just let Janelle know, or us. Yes? Okay, we'll bring that up with Janelle and see if we need to go ahead and maybe something fell through the cracks there. Yes?
If you taught before, do you still have to do the email? Is it something you have to do every single semester to update your sign-in? Like if I taught ECHS and Clean IC and all that before, and I had access to this already, do I
Yeah.
have to redo the form and send it to Kevin?
No, it's supposed to
Because
stay
it's
the
not
same.
working.
Yes.
Oh, it's not?
Previously, they
Oh,
said you had
we
to
need to
do
know
that
that.
annually. Previously, they said you
Is
had
it
to
every
do it annually.
semester?
Yeah, last thing we heard, it was supposed to just continue on, so we'll have to go ahead and check on that.
Check with John Parker at KISD.
Okay.
Okay. The eSchool Plus, if you're a new instructor, never taught ECHS or STEM students, and you will need an access request form, your department chair should have that. If you cannot get a hold of it, let us know. But that form needs to go to Kevin Edwards so you can get access to actually get into the system to list attendance. Grade extract, again, it's supposed to go all through Blackboard, and we will get lots of training on that this afternoon, right? So we don't have to cover that, but Janelle will handle the grade extract, so as long as you just place the grades in a timely fashion into the Blackboard system, we should not have any problems. And actually, I expected that there was some kind of a form that lists the dates in your folder, but since there's not, we'll go ahead and send it to the department chair so they can go ahead and pass it out. Okay, mail it out to you guys.
So I want to say something. I think what happened last semester is that people turned in their grades on Collie, but they maybe didn't turn in their grades to Janelle if they had early college, high school. I don't know if there were technical reasons for that, or if people forgot they have to do both when they have early college, high school. But I just want to explain the repercussions if we don't get the grades. If we don't get the grades, then when a high school is scheduling their students, they cannot lock what they call their board. Because what happens is, if they try to go into their system, a no grade produces an error, and it's an error that cannot be fixed unless the prerequisite is checked off and the grade is entered. And when they can't lock their boards, that means they can't give us their student schedules. And when we don't get the student schedules, we don't know what to register them for. Because whatever we register them for, depending on the program, we often have to know what their high school schedule is, because we have to schedule around their high school courses. So I guess just what I want to say is, when you're late turning in your grades, you have 5 days to turn in your grades. And they really need to be in. When they are not to us in 5 days, it's a domino effect that creates a lot of crisis back on you. So please, please try to turn your grades in time. And if you have some kind of technical error, let somebody know so we can get in there, jump in there, and help you out. Because otherwise, it just rolls back on you that you're not going to know what students you have in time. We won't know if we have enough sections created, and we may have to create new sections in time. It takes away all our lead time. Okay?
Okay, and just
Yeah.
to mention, the first couple days.
Hold on, we got a question.
Okay.
My question is, linking back to what Mac and yourself have said, cover scope. Copper Cove ISD, it's been, this is the third year, I believe we're gonna resume. Is there any intention to improve the system, to make it a bit more automated than just manually emailing the grades separately from our regular mainstream?
We've been working with the ISD on that, so hopefully, by next semester or so, we will have something. But obviously, the KISD has been our priority just because of the number of students.
And Copper's Cove ISD has a totally different system. They don't use the same anything. So we've been trying to work out all the bugs on one before we get into another. We're hoping that this solves the problem, but okay, I'm a realist. It's just coming out. You're gonna get the rules, but there's gonna be all kinds of mistakes. I already know that. And there'll be some obstacles that we're gonna find. Because every new system that we roll out, there's always little quirks and tweaks that have to be made. So won't be perfect right away, just saying.
And I just remember from the last couple of years, eSchool Plus did not work the first couple days, so maybe that's the reason why.
No, I actually called him and he said my account was active but disabled. So the accounts are still there if you had an account from last year, but they've been disabled.
So I think they have to be updated like every year.
Yeah, we were not informed of that, so we'll go ahead and check on it and let you know. Yes.
So are we still supposed, where do we keep attendance for our students, the CTC students, not high school students? Is that in
The general pop. Are we doing web advisor?
for the attendance or
No.
not?
So no attendance anymore?
No.
Woo!
No, I didn't say that. How do you keep attendance? I guess I don't know what's in Blackboard. Is there anything in Blackboard? Okay, so I'm just gonna ask you to keep your own attendance in any way you can, because we are required to keep attendance in all courses.
Excel?
Yeah, whatever you want.
We'll work on that.
Okay, so those of you who have not completed eSchool Plus form, access form, this is what it looks like. So just get with your department chair. And keep in mind also, okay, Keep in mind also that STEM students can have attendance issues because they're in extracurricular activities, so you might see them bring in this form. This form does not mean that you have to basically allow them, give permission for them to be absent. But if they're missing certain assignments, you can go ahead and work with them and let them know this is what we're requiring and this is how you can make up assignments if there is a way to make up an assignment. Okay. This chart here is just a comparison between ECHS, STEM, and ECP for their requirements, where they're located, if you have to keep attendance, how you keep attendance, and so on. Any questions? Yes, sir.
You know, if they've implemented the retinal scan for ECHS, I know they were talking about using.
Yeah, those are the kiosks.
That's what's in the kiosk, and they're trying to figure out where all to put the kiosks, but they haven't perfected that process yet. So we're still doing attendance the same way we did, but that's coming.
Can you go to the table?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You gotta stare in there. Clock you in
That
like
was
you're
pretty
here,
much
rip
it,
your
unless you
eyeball
have
out.
any questions.
That's a good table. Can we get that?
Yes, you can. All right. Yes.
Sure, it's cheap.
Do we appear to be on track for books?
Retinal.
These students to have books this year?
Books is a complicated issue. Because we are out of the book business with the ISTs. They have their own people that are processing books and working with our bookstore. But if you have book issues, you need to let us know so we can let Ted Gonzalez, who is over the bookstore, know, and they will try to sort it out. But they have to understand the nature of the problems. Just send me an email if you're having problems with books.
And then contact information, Janelle Deal's area, and then obviously if you have any questions, talk to your department chair first, and if they cannot help, they will make sure to call us and let us know. Hopefully we can help. All right, thank you.
I mean, she didn't email me anything, she just impressed.
Okay, so next on the agenda, and it'll be right up to lunch, is Marcine Chambers. She's the Director of College Development and the CTC Foundation, and I'm so glad you could come over, Marcine.
Good morning. Again, I am Marcine Chambers. I am the Director of College Development, and I'm going to make this short and sweet so y'all have even longer for lunch. Donations will be appreciated and taken. And speaking of donations, thank y'all very much, those of y'all who have brought in donations for our food pantry. That's one of the things I want to talk to you about this morning. I know there's been a lot of buzz on campus about that and our Eagle Aid program, which is going to be an emergency aid fund for students. The business of the foundation is handing out scholarships, and tomorrow night we are giving 176 scholarships to 214 students to the tune of over $363,000. Okay, and that a lot is important to y'all, and we are very thankful for that. But on the flip side, in doing research and looking at best practice, we have found that nationwide, anywhere from 35 to 52% of all college students have food insecurities, and some have housing insecurities or financial insecurities. So we are trying to keep our students in class and doing what we can to help. One of the things is our new on-campus food pantry for students. I like that response. We are in the process of getting the food donations in. We've got everything set up as best we can right now. We are recruiting volunteers from our retirees to open this. And yes.
I know that we can bring food in
Yes.
yesterday and today,
Yes.
but during the year, where do we do that?
If y'all will either call Wendy or I at the development office, you can drop it by the admin building, Or hopefully we will have some kind of receptacle outside of where the food pantry is located, which is in building 136 at Clear Creek, outside of 125, and we also have 106 A and B. The proposed hours right now are going to be Tuesday morning from 8 to 12 and Thursday afternoon from 2 to 6. So this will be open to any student on campus, off campus, as long as they have a current CTC student ID. We are going to do non-perishable items only, no refrigerator, no freezer or anything like that. That just gets way into the weeds with the regulations, and you don't have the room or the money. So anytime you want to do something within your department, if you have outside groups, church groups, or civic groups that would like to donate, we are in the business of taking that and putting it to good use. We are also going to stock personal hygiene items, because, you know, what are you gonna do, buy a gallon of milk and a loaf of bread or a thing of deodorant? So it comes down to a choice for a lot of these students, and a lot of them have families. So we also are going to eventually have diapers and wipes and baby formula. So we appreciate, yes. We're trying to take care of our family, and that's what these students are. We are here to make them successful. And if they're hungry, they're not gonna learn well. And that defeats all of the purpose in this room. If y'all can't teach them what they need to know, we're all wasting our time. So, we appreciate the donations that have already come in. That's our food pantry. Once we get it up and running, and, you know, bugs have to be worked out of everything brand new. So once we get it up and running, we will get this out to everyone via Newsline, and we are going to be working with Great Western and our cafeteria folk, that the food drive that is done every November throughout the campus, we're going to keep that on campus instead of giving it out. We're making some inroads into contacts throughout the county. We've already received a donation of probably about 4,000 pounds worth of bottled water, Gatorade, things like that. So if you know anyone who has contacts, bring them. Let me know. Give me the information. I'm all about making phone calls and asking. That's I beg well. Okay. The other thing I want to let you know about is you've heard about Eagle Aid, the emergency fund. We do have funds for this at this point. We are still fine-tuning the program. If you have students that are in need of assistance, let me or Wendy know at the foundation, the development office, and we will see if they meet the criteria. Basically, for the emergency aid fund, it's to help students complete. Now that means they need to be near graduation, not brand new students coming in. There's a lot of programs, financial aid programs, that can help brand new students. We are looking at helping students get what they need to complete their degrees, their certificates, what have you. Again, we're still fine tuning, we're still working on final criteria and such. But we will help with tuition, books, some fees, even if they need help getting dorm fees. There's certain items that we can help with and some that we cannot help with. But again, once that program gets fine-tuned and everybody blesses it, you know, from the bottom up and the top down, then we will let you know that this is open, it's ready to rock and roll. We did have some generous donors that have given us some money that we can use right now. So again, if you have students that are in need, let us know and we will see what we can do. If we can't help them through college development, maybe we can push some other buttons and get things worked out for these students.
Marcy?
Yes.
Tell us how we can financially give to both of those programs.
There's several ways. If you'd like to give donations to the development office, we take that. You can bring us a check. We will talk with payroll and see about getting payroll deduction done. If you you have food that you want to drop off, like I say, let us know. Give us a call. We'll meet you over at 136 and open up. Any kind of donations, we'll accept. I do want to, I'm sorry.
The food donations today, do you have that, is that ready today?
To give out,
No. I mean
No.
to, as in for folks to bring in
you
today.
bet. Anytime you bring them in, we'll grab them.
136.
136, but call us because there's no one there.
Okay.
That's in a totally different building. Or just bring them by the admin building. We do accept food donations again of non-perishables. They must be unopened, not expired, and not terribly damaged. All cans at some point may get a dent in them. If they're crumpled, we cannot take them. I'm not going to give a student something that I would not open up and serve to my grandkids. And believe me, they look through my refrigerator and look at the dates. And they let me know in no uncertain terms, well, this expired 2 weeks ago. That I tell them, go ahead and eat it, it's okay. But 2 years ago, I get a little embarrassed about that. So please make sure, and you know guys, I know we're all on tight budgets, okay? The economy's not all that great. We all have bills to pay. But when you go to Walmart, you go to Sam's, you go to H-E-B, you can pick up a 12-pack of ramen noodles for less than $2. Okay? So skip a Starbucks one week. Think about who you're helping. So, you know, every time I go to the store, I pick up something extra. And I'm hauling stuff in, Wendy looks at me and just rolls her eyes, and it's like, what? And it's, yes, we have a lot of space to fill. Because I believe once the program gets off the ground and the students know about it, I think it will be utilized to the fullest. Any other questions?
You're building 136, can you give the hours and the telephone numbers?
Okay, the hours for the food pantry that we're looking at now that we will be opening and staff with volunteers, Tuesday morning from 8 a.m. to noon, Thursday afternoons from 2 p.m. to 6. And all that's required is the active student ID. And the student themselves have to come pick it up. They can't send their ID with a family.
Yeah, I've done all.
Telephone number to drop off.
254-526-1662. And that'll get either me or Wendy.
And tell me who you are.
Answer.
Hey, Marcy,
Yes.
It should be
Yes.
mail.cdcd.edu.
Okay. If y'all didn't hear that, the gym is always open and you can drop off any donations there. I do want to call out Marilyn and Rowena. They have been fabulous about always bringing things to us, and they actually brought us our first donations. So thank y'all for being part of it. Any other questions? Is this a good thing we're doing?
Yes.
Yes. Is it going to help our students?
Yes.
Is it going to help our college? Yes. Because I know that the chancellor has kind of beat this horse that's already dead. We're not getting the payment from the state until these students complete, not the full payment. And so this is what we're trying to do, is to help them be successful. Yes, ma'am.
Time frame from when students request emergency aid when the fire department.
We are looking at 48 hours, unless we can do it quicker. It's not going to be, well, it has to go through this and it has, that's why the foundation office is taking hold of that, is because we can get this done quicker. I have a special account, a special way, and so we can take care of it quickly. And there will be an application that they can go online and fill out, and it will come to us, and we'll get onto it ASAP. Wonderful. Thank you guys and ladies for everything y'all do for our students. This is, oh my goodness, here. I've not yet been here a year. I'm working on it real close. But again, Central Texas College to me, even though I've lived in this area for years, is a diamond in the dirt. We need to let people out there know what a great place this is and the quality education that we provide all of our students.
I want to say before she goes that last, not summer semester, but spring semester, I had a student that ended up in my office, and in the middle of her program, she ended up homeless. And I picked up the phone, I called Marcine, and they found the funds to have her finish her program. So this is a great thing, and we are lucky to have her. And thank you so much for coming today.
And Wendy.
We owe them a big debt of gratitude, because when the company said they were no longer going to support WebAdvisor Gradebook, that they were pulling that and we could not use that anymore. We did not know what we were going to do for grades and what system we would use to export to the ISDs. We have to export grades. They have to be compatible with their systems. And that is in our contract we signed with the ISDs. So we were worried about being in compliance. And we were thinking that the new ILP would do that. But as it turned out, it did not. And so this summer, we had a huge red flag, like, how are we gonna solve this problem? And it was Dietz, and it was Sharon and her people that figured out a system to do that, and they've come saved us. So at any rate, what I encourage you to do is, as she's explaining, I don't think the instructions are that complicated from what I can understand, but I think that you're going to have a lot of questions. So really ask a lot of questions, because these are the people that can answer them. All right.
I want to show you where everything is first. We have everything uploaded to our website that you're going to see now. So, you know, if you don't take the notes or you want to refer to it later, it's all going to be up here, all right? So, the magic location here, and it's hard to see on this one. Okay, oh wait, that's not our website. What happened? That's not it. Oh, Pam's gonna drive for me. Evidently, I didn't type our website right. Okay. What I want you to remember from this session is Faculty Resources Quick Link at the website. Okay, so here we go. If you go to the quick links at our website and you select Faculty Resources, there's a bunch of stuff there. Whenever we have people who have questions, we try to put the stuff out there where you can access it anytime you need to, okay? Because, you know, you may be working on your course on the weekend or something, and we like for you to be able to find stuff when you need it. But the key for today is the Blackboard Gradebook and Submitting Grades link. So if you'll open that. Okay, for Blackboard Gradebook, some of this stuff was already there about, you know, how to download your gradebook and stuff like that. But we have requirements for using the Blackboard Gradebook. You want to click on that? Because of the ILP and the other system that my system engineers came up with, there are certain things that you cannot do anymore in your gradebook, okay? Because they won't work with either system. And it's just easier to have these requirements for everybody, because you may or may not know that you've got a high school student in your class. You know, some of them are mixed, some aren't. So these are the things you have to do. You have to use your Blackboard Gradebook if your course is in Blackboard, even if it's a lecture course. So if you just want to have your gradebook, that's fine, okay? The gradebook must be set up on a point system, can't use percents, because that will throw it off. I'm sorry, we can help you convert, okay? Yeah, not a problem. Contact Pam. Y'all know Pam, right? Okay, you have to put in zeros for missed assignments. Otherwise, either the ILP or the other system will not count that off for the student, and so it might inflate their grade. Maybe they really have a 60% at the time, but it would show maybe as a 95, so that's really misleading. Next, the weighted columns may not be used, kind of like the percents. You have to have a numeric total column in there that will be points. It doesn't have to total any certain thing though. Some people use 1,000, some use 100, some use whatever. The grade book must include a final course grade column, and you have to enter a final grade in that column, okay? But if you do have to set up this column, we have instructions for that too, and we'll show you in just a minute. Extra credit must be set for a possible number of points of 0. So you can have 25 extra credit possible points, but if you set that up for 25 and your total points otherwise were 1,000, it would calculate everybody's grade based on 1,025 rather than just 1,000. So that's why so that's why you have to set that up as 0. Under the column, you can add 10, 20, whatever. The possible points has to be set for 0. And the last thing is, you know, sometimes a student has worked really, really hard all through the class, and they don't quite make that 90%. They have 89.4 or something. So if you're going to be a nice teacher and give them credit for really trying, not that they, you know, just goofed off, then if you want, you've got to have the letter grade you give be the same or comply with the numbers. So you can add, like if they need 2 points, then you can give them 2 points under the extra credit column. So does that make sense? Okay. Notice for training, you can contact course support, and for technical support, you can contact DE Tech support or Pam directly. She hates it when I say that. Okay, still here. Yeah, next, the column, the grade column. Okay, we're talking about how you had to set up certain columns. So this PowerPoint tells you exactly how to do it. Now we can go through it, or you can find it on your own. What would you like to do? That works for me because I know you probably want to leave before 5 o'clock, right? Okay. Now, we're just showing you where things are. I like to show people where things are so when they need something, they can go there, rather than trying to teach you something, and if it didn't take, then you still don't know what to do, you know? So, faculty resources quickly. Okay, the next one is the video, right, or not? Do we want the video or do you want PowerPoint first? Okay, let's do the video. Now, you may not be able to hear because I'm not sure about the speaker situation. There's a question back here.
Could you go one back just in navigating so we know, okay, so what to faculty resources?
Okay, can you do that? Did you get the question? Quick links?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, quick links, faculty resources.
No, hers.
Okay? And then you're going to have a bunch of boxes under that. It looks like they're just boxes, but they open. Okay? And so you select a topic, and it will open and give you the resources under it. Was that what you needed?
Thank you.
From the home page from the home page, to beats, to quick links.
This is at the DEET website, yes. If you can go to the DEET website directly by typing in online.ctcd.edu. If you go through the the CTC website, then you have to select the DEET website, and then that's where you'll find the quick links, okay? There's also other quick links if you want to check out what we have for the student or the department chair or whatever. You can check any of those you want, okay? All right, so we're going to show the video. I think it's like 2 minutes long. But the link under that is the PowerPoints with the text that the video was created from. Okay?
In this tutorial, I will be showing you how to submit both midterm and final grades in Blackboard. Required grades located in the control panel. After this tutorial, you should have all the knowledge you need to submit
Like
your
I'm mad
grades.
going right now.
Faculty may submit the midterm and final
I don't have
grades
access to my
school inside their course. To begin, open the question. Locate the control panel.
She's gonna turn up the volume for us. We'll start over.
I know, right?
Technology is great when it works. Okay. Like I said, you may or may not be able to hear. You can check it out on your own computers. And also, there's a PowerPoint that this is based on that gives you this information.
After this tutorial, you should have all the knowledge you need to submit your own grade.
Oh, but you're right.
Faculty may submit the midterm and final grades using the Submit Grades tool inside their course in Blackboard. To begin, open the course shell, locate the control panel, click Course Tools, and select Submit Grades. This tool allows faculty to submit both midterm and final grades. To submit the midterm grades, click the Midterm Grades button. Type in the letter grades in the appropriate midterm column for each student. Once the grades have been entered, please double check your answers before submitting. Once ready, click the Submit Grades button. The process may take a few minutes to complete. Do not exit or refresh the page until you get confirmation that the grades have been submitted. Once the grades have been submitted, we recommend checking the grades in WebAdvisor to verify that the grades are transferred over successfully and accurately. If you have entered an incorrect midterm grade, you may resubmit it by going through the same steps. To submit the final grades, click the Final Grades button. Type in the letter grades for each student. Once the grades have been entered, please double check your address before submitting.
We're going to stop this
The
and
process may take
PowerPoint. We'll talk through PowerPoint.
Hold on to the page until we have confirmation that the
Well, some of you are following it, some aren't.
Please note.
What's the question?
Oh, I thought we weren't using WebAdvisor at all.
Yeah, so why is it mentioned? Yeah.
Okay. Well, no. Okay, let me back up a little. All right, the WebAdvisor gradebook is no longer supported, okay? That's where you set up a gradebook and you enter your grades. It's not the WebAdvisor nameless grading sheet. You know where you go to WebAdvisor and you click grading and you get the one screen? That's not going away, all right? But the reason for the IOP is that you go into Blackboard and you can submit the grades through it and they'll go directly to the WebAdvisor reporting, whatever that's called. I don't think it has a name, all right? And so that's why you're being pushed to enter your grades in the Blackboard gradebook. If your course is in Blackboard, there's a few courses we cannot get in Blackboard. Okay, some of the industrial technology ones, for example, haven't figured out how to get those coded and college where we can get them in Blackboard yet.
Okay, so from my understanding, we're going to put the grades into Blackboard and they will automatically sync to the WebAdvisor grade sheet, but it's recommended that we go to that to check it.
Yes.
Okay, and we're not doing midterm grades, just final grades.
That is up to your department.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Never mind.
The IOP, which is the Intelligent Learning Platform, that's the name that colleague gave to this software. The software communicates between Blackboard and Colleague. We used to have our own system that would bring the courses into Blackboard. My system engineers generated that, okay? What the IOP does is it brings the courses into Blackboard, which is why some of them look a little different. The naming convention is a little different than it was before, okay? But that's just minor, okay? The other part is that the IOP allows you to submit your grades through Blackboard Gradebook. Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry, I might be your person. For ECHS, and we used to have to do progress grades in WebAdvisor, so now we do that in Blackboard. they want a numeric grade.
You don't have to do anything yourself for that. That's now all going to be in the background for early college, high school. I should get a yay on that. Yay! Yeah. The ILP, just a minute. The ILP is to put grades into Web Advisor, like you always did by going into Web Advisor when the course ended, and you were always told not to select the intermediate or whatever that other option was. Okay, so that's all the ILP is doing. For the other part, for the early college, high school, my system engineers have developed this thing that runs in the background. So it will pick up those grades and they will be submitted.
Pick up grades from where?
From the Blackboard gradebook. That's why we mean,
Janelle will do it.
well, you're gonna have to.
That's what I'm asking.
We can do it at the end.
We do it at the end. And so we used to have to go into Web Advisor and put in numeric grades for their midterm grade. We only do grades in Blackboard at the end.
Yeah.
But no, we will.
You will have to talk to the Dean of Instruction about that.
We're gonna change the available points per category on the fly. That's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna change our possible points when we do a snapshot. Put our number of points. Nah, it's not automatic.
Okay, so
We do our thing.
you used to enter your grades in the Web Advisor gradebook.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now you're gonna enter everything into Blackboard. And then things will be exported out of Blackboard to the ILP, okay? She's telling you you need to maybe go back to Web Advisor to be sure that the grades are correct.
We're following that. Here's what we do.
I'm good. So when she said that she was doing it in the background, so really, I'm still doing exactly what I did before.
Yeah, exactly.
I just need to do it in Blackboard. So there's nothing.
So we have to change our point total every time we do a snapshot because we're not all the way at the end of the course yet. We do ours by points anyway. So let's say in our courses, let's say homework's out of 100 points or whatever, and by the first snapshot, you're at 36 points. You have to go in and manually change the available points on your column to 36 to the point they earned at that point.
No,
Or the grade's not going to be accurate. It's just what it is.
Okay, totally making what they're.
We don't do it for assignment Blackboard. We do it for category.
Okay, that will still work. It's gonna work in the background for you.
But our points change as the semester goes on.
Right.
So if you're taking a snapshot 3 weeks in a
It
early
does the
college,
calculation.
it doesn't do the calculation because maybe they've only had 7 possible points available, and it's going to be eventually out of 100. If you put in 7, they got 70%. If they got 100%,
No, that's not how it works. That's not how it works.
you don't understand what we're saying.
It's probably from what's on. Okay, if it has a 0, it's counted, but if it's blank, it doesn't matter.
Exactly, yes. Yes.
She doesn't change the total.
What?
Yeah, you can change the total. You can change the total. I just did.
They have tested this with Janelle Deal and some of the others who work with Urban College High School, and it's working. Now, I don't know if they specifically did math courses. I'm not sure which courses they tested on, but it's supposed to take into consideration.
Okay, I'm so sorry, I'm probably a problem child, but I'm just trying to understand this because I have to explain this tomorrow in the training, so I want to make sure I understand completely. When she said that they should get on a pat in the back for going on behind the scenes, but really we're doing exactly what we did before. We did grades in Web Advisor, and now we have to do the grades in Blackboard for ECHS and all of the other ones who are doing progress report grades. Is that correct? Okay. My thing is it's based on points. If we set up a column for homework and homework is 100 points, and that's the only column we have, is 100 points for homework, at the time that they do, it's not per assignment, we have one column, homework column, 100 points. At the time they do the progress report, they may have had 15 points. If I go type in a 15, it's going to look bad, that's students failing, but they've only done 15 points. So now we're going to have to convert.
Change the possible points.
As a running total. It's already set up
Change
that
your
way?
possible points at time of snapshot.
Are we allowed to change possible points at time of
I
snapshot?
just changed it right now.
No, I know we can. Can we, when they pick up the report, like if they, I know I physically can do it, but I'm saying if they pull a report, will that mess up your report if I change the running total and some other department did not?
I think maybe the problem is the My Math Lab, that you're really just putting in like a total homework grade for My Math Lab. Is that the issue?
Sure.
Or
Or whatever you're using. People use Wiley, people use Connect, like WebAssign. I mean, people use different programs. They don't only use all of their 100% of their assignments are at Blackboard.
Right, I see what you're saying. Right.
I think Pam got it. I think Pam's saying.
I think we're gonna have to get an answer for that, okay?
We just need to know what we should do, you know, so we can tell everybody correctly.
The problem is they're training their teachers to learn.
Okay, well, I'll have to talk to my sister and she's
Okay. All right.
Do you want my strap?
Are there other questions?
Can I put this not at you, but you know, at other people?
My question is that I know that ECHS is going to be in there, but we have like STEM students, and we usually have to send like a document to other departments. Is that part of it for
It's not just the early college high school. The engineers have fixed it. They've been working with. Okay, my system engineers have been working with all of the KISD and CCISD variations. So it's not just early college high school. It also works for STEM and the other ones as well. Okay, because the system keeps changing because we find out about different requirements and stuff. So, in fact, I think they're working on a change right now because of something that popped up a few days ago. But then they have to go through the testing and stuff. But it isn't just for early college high school. This other the system that the system engineers did is also for STEM. It's also going to be for the industrial technology students from Cove and all of those. Okay? But I have to get some answers about some of this.
So no more emails to the department saying this is the middle grade.
Right, because the system is supposed to pull. Where's the?
Please don't do that.
You gotta have time.
You set it up
Take it back.
Please send an email.
You set it up
Yeah.
as a total column,
Check.
but you call it homework, and as you put things in, you set it up so it has a
That's the
running
person who
total.
doesn't use the microphone.
That way, it only counts the grades that you.
Are you speaking to the mic?
Sorry. If you set up your homework as a total column, then you can put any grades you want in it, and then it'll have at the bottom total possible points is 100. However, you tell it you want a running total.
We don't put individual homework assignments in there though. That won't work.
That's not what I'm saying. You create a total column and you change it as you go.
Oh, you changed the total column.
That's what we're saying.
No, that's what we
That's what we're
said.
saying.
We were just asking if we're allowed to do that.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I don't know.
It's down there at the bottom.
I know how. I didn't know we were allowed. But once we set up our Blackboard course, can we change?
Absolutely. Absolutely, yeah.
Sharon, I have another question for you. In WebAdvisor, we were able to drop like the lowest exam score. Is that possible in Blackboard, or are we not able to do that anymore?
The other thing was dead. I think you should be able to do that in your Blackboard grade book. Okay?
How? Is there instructions somewhere?